Welcome back from that short break. You're still watching New Vision TV News with me, Ruth Naseja. We take a look at the news in business.
In business today, a new report indicates that more than 160 million unique mobile subscribers will be added across the sub-Saharan Africa by 2025, largely driven by the youth. The unemployment rate for young people in Uganda ages 15 to 24 is 83%. Youth unemployment poses a serious political, economic and social challenge to the country. Paul Busharizi, our business analyst, joins us tonight to explain what the mobile economy has in store for the country in regard to the unemployment rate.
Our traditional models were, you go to school, then you start looking around for work.
Yes.
But now, we are getting, first of all, we're getting our mobile phones younger and younger. So I think easily by year 6 back you have a mobile phone.
Yeah.
And it's soon, in some instances, but it's going to increase it by S4 back.
Yes.
What this is going to mean is that using those platforms everyone has something to sell.
Absolutely.
Maybe you have old clothes or old shoes or old books or your labor.
You can even sell your notes.
Yeah, yes, exactly. You can sell S4 notes. If you're from a top school, you sell your notes.
Yeah.
So the ease of getting to market is going to be is already much more. It's much more easier to get to market now with your phone.
Yes.
Smartphones are becoming cheaper.
Yes.
So now you can get a smartphone I see now for 89,000 shillings. And
Yeah,
you can do quite a bit.
yeah.
The data is becoming cheaper. And of course, when you're sitting at home doing nothing, you have to think. And the means to activate things is on his phone.
It's on the phone.
Yeah. What happened?
So what is this eventually?
I think what is not difficult to predict is that the model of how do you get gainfully employed or how do you make a living is going to change. I think the youth now, let's just say anyone born after even 2000, having a job might not be the priority for them.
That's true.
The majority of them, they'll be like, well, by the time they get out of university, these kids will be gainfully making money. I have no doubt about it. A kid with a phone and has data, will be making money.
Oh, well, the future looks interesting. I don't know if I should say bright, but yeah. Bright for you if you own a phone, if you know how to use a phone. Those of you complaining you don't have jobs, please try to use that phone. As Paul says, you can do a lot of things there. Thank you, Paul.
You're welcome.
That is it for the news in business. We now take a look at our Daily Pearl of Africa series. Today, it is the longest river in the world, the River Nile. This river starts from Jinja in the eastern part of Uganda and flows through West Nile and thereafter joins other countries. The various activities you can engage in while at the Nile are water rafting, bungee jumping, kayaking, boat rides and also fishing. These have attracted large numbers of tourists in the country. Take a look. River Nile is well known to be the longest river not only in Africa but also in the world. Its source starts right here in Jinja district located in the eastern part of Uganda. Lake Victoria happens to be the source of River Nile as it flows north connecting in different 6 countries. It flows from the surrounding areas close to the equator to the outrageous Sahara Desert and up to the eastern Mediterranean Sea. This true description of why Uganda is called the Pearl of Africa even provides power to Ugandans from the Owen Falls Dam. The dam gives electricity to the country, enabling people carry out their daily activities. The banks of the Nile are also too fertile, hence favoring agriculture. It is that time of the year when people start discussing where they're going to spend their vacations. These activities offer a unique way to explore River Nile, passing through the farms, forests, the villages besides the Nile. Some of the activities to find are water rafting, bungee jumping, boat rides, as well as fishing. For more Pearl of Africa stories, visit our website, which is newvision.co.ug/Pearl of Africa. Our newspaper, The Sunday Vision, is also another home of adventures. Grab your copy every Sunday for Pearl of Africa stories. We now move on to our special report today. Pakasa means work. So to inspire youth to work and create their own jobs and employ others, Vision Group, in a partnership with the South Korea Embassy in Uganda, in 2016 identified 10 exemplary young people from the Pakasa competition. Winners traveled on a fully paid trip to South Korea. In today's special report, we take you back in 2016 when they traveled. Today, the lucky 10 are successful young entrepreneurs. Take a look.
The joy of waking up every morning, having a job to go to, is often unshared by those that are jobless. Unfortunately, the framework of creating jobs, otherwise called entrepreneurship, is seldomly a scarce resource in many of our environs. When it comes to young people, joblessness makes them disgruntled, disillusioned, at most getting worse when intoxicated with drugs and substance abuse, creating a vulnerable catchment precursor for chaos at the slightest moment. In 2012, following the 2011 elections in Uganda and the subsequent runaway inflation, a lot of young people got on fire and jumped onto a political bandwagon of the Activists for Change, popularly known as A4C Walk to Work. Why they participated was lack of jobs, precipitated by a thought that Uganda government had the onus of providing these badly needed jobs. Vision Group, through the New Vision newspaper, realized this and thought of a remedy crafted into taking the discussion about youth innovation and lack of jobs from its newspaper pullout called Pakasa into active engagement with those that have succeeded in doing something out of their innovations and can offer mentorship. Vision Group CEO Robert Kapshenga talks about the Pakasa initiative with smiles and explains why youth engagement is that important.
We have a national responsibility, especially people in my position. People in my position who are incredibly privileged, who have access to media platforms. We should use that privileged position to help others who are less fortunate to be able to advance themselves. It so happens that today it is the young people in Uganda who are desperate to find their way in life. It's also selfish on the part of Vision Group, because when you have a young population that's gainfully employed, then you have a community of consumers to whom you can sell your media properties in the future. So you must invest in the success of that social category.
Helping young people realize their dreams requires a lot of resources, but building of synergies by way of bringing on board willing stakeholders is one such a step in the right direction. This is how the Korean Embassy in Uganda, through His Excellency Park Jong-da, the Korean ambassador, and COIC, got on board and offered to the Pakasa winners through a capacity building for young entrepreneurs program.
What is important for a country like Uganda is to nurture creative businessmen to become successful entrepreneurs, because Uganda has many things that you can take advantage of. The wonderful natural resources, wonderful people, and very good potential for development. And we need to motivate the young businessmen to become true entrepreneurs. And because Korea succeeded in nurturing such business people, industrializing from the scratch, we see many commonalities in terms of the background. So that's why we're very much interested in being the sponsor of the Pakasa Forum.
On October 18, 2016, a team of 10 Pakasa winners and 2 journalists set off from Vision Group headquarters in Kampala's industrial area for a trip to Seoul, South Korea. They were flagged off by His Worship, George Fred Kagimo, the mayor of Mukono municipality. He appealed to the winners to go and learn and come back to share their knowledge with those left back home. On arrival at Achin International Airport, they were received by officials from KOIC and were taken directly to KOIC headquarters, where they spent a night. The following morning, the team had interface with Korean Culture Society, where they were inducted into Korean language. Professor Major Ham, a professor of graduate school of Kehing University in Korea, shared her knowledge and experience on business administration for startup with the young people.
Value for money, I stress that we need to really take an action based on the calculated risk, and by weighing all those options, analyze the risks and values, and you have to take into account all those risk factors to calculate your return on investment.
She also envisions that if young people keep their focus, then a brighter future is within their reach. To understand more on where Koreans have come from, Kyo Hee, manager International Construction Plant Association, had this wise counsel of course, emphasizing the works and efforts of the founding father of Korea's development park and his zeal for working together with other people with whom they share a common ideological orientation in what came to be a 5-year economic development plan with an export-oriented industrialization policy.
We didn't have infrastructure at that time. After the Cold War, like Korea War, every infrastructure was gone by the war and combat. So we had to build everything again. And the President Park Chung-hee was thinking that that's very critical to develop the country's economy. So not just only Seoul or like Busan, the metropolitan areas, but also other part of Korea, like suburb, rural area, because all the balancing the development of the country is very critical, very important, because the balanced development will make everybody grow together, and so that became a one axis to develop the whole Korea.
He urged Ugandan youths to use the available agriculture resources to build Uganda through not only self-help but also subsidies.
Uganda entrepreneurs, I would say, should focus not just only local market but for the export. Not just only Africa nations between, but not just only among African nations, but like abroad. I know you guys have like strong agriculture products such as coffee and good leathers as well. Maybe you can begin with the low-level industry products such as clothing, and it will grow and develop the local economy to go to the next level, like heavy industry.
That is all we had for you today. Thank you for watching. Be sure to catch more news updates and other programs here on New Vision TV by visiting our website, which is newvision.co.ug/video. You can also follow us on social media. Facebook is the New Vision, Twitter is @NewVisionWire, Instagram is @NewVisionWire, and our YouTube channel is New Vision TV. Catch up with me on my Twitter handle. I am Ruth the Voice. I have to say good night, but take a look at this fact file.